Hello, Dr. D and fellow classmates. In this week's discussion, we are discussing Bandura's social cognitive theory and the implications that it poses in the classroom setting. During Bandura's early work, he presented the social learning theory, which proposes that learning occurs through modeling and observing of others being reinforced or punished for particular behavior. Hence, this theory of learning occurs in a social content and occurs mainly through observation and direct instruction. There are educational implications for communication in the classroom when it comes to Bandura's social learning theory. In the classroom setting, educators are also responsible for teaching social skills. Bandura studied children's behavior after watching an adult model act aggressively towards a bubble doll. Everyone, I'm sure, is very familiar with this actual study. This study demonstrates how children will imitate adults' behavior in the classroom. Therefore, teaching methods impact children's communication skills, and it's important that educators understand this implication in how they are modeling their behaviors in the classroom as well. In 1986, Bandura evolved his actual social learning theory and included more attention to cognitive factors such as expectations and beliefs in collaboration with the social influences of models. This perspective was coined the social cognitive theory. In essence, this perspective emphasizes that learning is an interplay that occurs between the person, their environment, and behavior. Woolford highlights the cognitive part of this theory includes thinking, believing, expecting, anticipation, self regulating, and making comparative judgments. Armard insists the social cognitive theory has numerous implications for classroom practices. First, he insists that as students learn from observing others, educators must be careful and consistent in the behavior that they are displaying. The author insists students learn what behaviors are and are not acceptable through their vicarious experiences. More specifically, by seeing others receive reinforcement or punishment for various responses. Secondly, the author insists describing the consequences of behaviors can effectively increase appropriate behavior and decrease inappropriate behaviors. Modeling, of course, presented by Bandura, provides an alternative to shaping for teaching new behaviors. I will actually speak about this later in the PowerPoint. Educators and parents must model appropriate behaviors and ensure that they do not model inappropriate ones. Next, exposure to a variety of other models further enhance student learning as well. Students must believe they possess the ability to accomplish school tasks. This speaks towards self-efficacy. Again, I will speak towards this as well further along in the PowerPoint. In addition, educators should guide students towards realistic expectations for their accomplishments. And the last implication is self-regulation techniques, which provides effective methods for improving students' behavior. This is another implication that I will go more in depth with later on in the PowerPoint. To speak more on self-efficacy, Bandura proclaims that self-efficacy is a good predictor for student learning outcomes. Woolford defines self-efficacy as people's belief in their personal competence in a specific area. Again, Armour proposes that to enhance student self-efficacy, educators can incorporate different methods like group assignments, observation, individualized learning, and verbal tactics to enhance students' self-efficacy. For example, speaking towards the verbal tactic in the classroom, teachers can tell students that peers very similar to themselves has mastered the things that they are studying. Teachers might also have students actually observe their peers successfully accomplishing tactics. But most importantly, teachers can foster high self-efficacy by helping students achieve classroom success themselves. For example, by helping them master essential basic skills and providing guidance and supports for tackling more advanced, difficult tasks. Moreover, self regulated learning in the classroom. First, it's important to note that according to Wolford, it takes self efficacy to be self regulated in the classroom. So, again, it is important to build upon student self efficacy. Bandura believed that self regulating skills can last a lifetime. Therefore, he believed that educators should allow their students to be free during the learning process to promote continuous learning and independence throughout their life. In adulthood, this independent skill is viewed as a self starter. So it's evident how important it is to free the learning process from not only just the teacher's expectations, but to put students, involve students in the learning process as well. Armoire assists techniques for promoting self regulations are self instruction, self monitoring, self reinforcement, and self imposed stimulus control. Bandura is well known for his modeling theory of learning. He insists that people learn by observation. In the classroom setting, educators are a main influence for children during the learning process. However, Armour highlights that during the learning process, children should not be limited to teachers and parents as their models. He insists inviting or introducing positive role models during the learning process can be an effective method as well. So, for example, educators can include different models such as police officers, nurses, doctors, business people, which can be extremely influential when demonstrating appropriate behavior. Therefore, it is highly recommended that as educators, we expose children to a variety of other models for further enhancing of student learning.